I'm so bad at saving, too broke for rental. This cost of living is driving me mental. Wanna move out, get away from parentals. Don't forget to invest, I'm feeling stressed. Cause what if I can't retire? I'll probably just expire. Can someone give me an answer? And keep it simple. Keep it simple. Keep it simple.
So what do you do over the weekend?
Oh, the weekend. Usually it's the same old thing. I just like stay home and read, clean my room, study because I'm studying part-time. So
Wow.
yeah, my weekends are not that interesting.
So
How
much
about
more
you?
productive.
I mean, so what do you do over your weekend?
So I went shopping with my friend, and then after shopping we were supposed to go to another location, but since we are near her boyfriend's place and she was
Mhm.
gonna go over to her boyfriend's place later, she was like, oh, maybe I should just pass it to him to leave it at his house first, so that I don't have to carry around my own shopping bags and
That
stuff.
makes sense.
Yeah, so but then she was like, no, he's gonna be like, oh, you shop again,
Ooh,
yeah, like
that's guilt trippy. Slightly.
Slightly, but then she was like, oh, it's not really in a controlling way, I guess. It's more like, I see you've shopped for yourself again.
You know, I feel like I will still read it as guilt trippy though, even though it's not like oh, you spend money again, is it? You know, it's more like a passive, non-confrontational.
Like, I see.
My eyeballs have detected that you have spent some money again today.
Yes, it's more like that.
I think we all manage our money in very different ways. But when you're in a relationship, there has to be a conversation about it, you know? I
Yeah.
mean, like, for you, maybe you would take it as, like, these comments are like, you know, like, oh, part and parcel, it's fine. But for me, I'm like, why are you picking on what I buy? Like, I feel like it shouldn't even be a thing. So
yeah, I guess it depends on the person and like how it best benefits the relationship. Because for me, I think that all along in terms of relationships, like it doesn't have to be like with like my partner, it can be with my parents. I'm like very used to hiding my purchases from my parents.
relatable.
Like you know like you know when I come back home and then I have shopping bags, I'll like hurry to my room first, then I drop all my things, then after I come out I'm like, hi, I'm back home.
yeah. Or I do the classic downplay how much it actually costs.
yeah
Like it costs $50, but
Like-
then I'm like, no lah, I only spent like
it was on sale.
$20. Yeah, it was on sale.
Yeah, but then I realized that the reason why I felt like that was like maybe I was just guilty for my own bad purchases, or like the look that they give me every time I come back with like a new purchase is like reminds me that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, which is like saving money. Yeah. So what happened after that actually was something that happened yesterday. I was like actually looking at this bag that I wanted to buy. I was contemplating it for like a few days, and then I sent the link to my boyfriend. I was like, oh, like what do you think? Like, should I buy it? Then like to my surprise, he was like, oh, yeah, it looks nice. It looks like a good buy. You should get it. And I'm like, oh,
Okay.
oh,
Green light. Hey.
Okay, like validated. And
Yeah. Did you buy it though?
yeah, I bought it.
Oh, nice. Sweet.
Yeah, I felt like I think it comes as like a matter of trust between two people, like whether you trust the other person to handle their own finances or not.
Yeah, and I think there has to be a mutual understanding of the other person. Like, I know you won't just, blow like $1,000 without telling me or something.
Yeah, it depends, right? It should go both ways as well. So
Yeah.
if he like makes a few big purchases, I'm just like, oh, okay, I'm fine with it because I know that he has his finances together.
Yeah.
Much more than me, like not obviously, but like
It's only obvious to you, not to me.
sorry, that was like some self-talk here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's all about trusting your partner to do the smart thing, I guess, in terms of their own finance. Because I feel that as long as you hit your savings goal, I don't think people should judge how you spend the rest of your money, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And this reminds me of an interview that I did a while back. If you remember, it was with this couple who saved like a shit ton of money.
Oh, yes.
780k,
Oh, yes.
I think. Or was it 730k?
you know what? It was more than 700k, and that's all that matters.
You can go read the article to find out.
Yeah, so the article is, yeah. So this was an article I did a while back where we were talking to this couple who saved like so much money in about, I think, 8 years or 10 years. And while I was talking to the guy, Ben, he mentioned something really interesting to me, because we had like 1 or 2 video calls while we were working on this article, and we got on the topic of like couples, relationship, and money management. Because I mean, what I said to him was like, I think it's quite amazing how two of you are so aligned that you can save such a huge amount of money in like, you know, this amount of time without there being any problems. And he said something pretty interesting. He said like, we were actually misaligned on some things initially, but after that we worked through it. And then he said, if you're doing this with like your boyfriend or girlfriend, it's a good thing that you're not married yet, because then you'll have time to work out how you want to approach your finances before you like tie the knot and kind of like, you know, seal the deal and stuff.
Seal the deal. Wow.
I don't have a for lack of a better.
Before we seal the deal, please let us work out our finances.
That's right. Yeah, so I thought it was interesting. Then I asked him, so how do you align yourself with a whole other person on something as personal as money?
Yeah.
How do you manage that in a relationship? You know, even like for the example that you said just now,
Yeah.
I already felt like a bit red flag. Why you anyhow always talk about my purchases?
Actually,
Yeah.
I feel that it comes from a good place. I think it's it comes with good intentions, where like I'm doing this for both of us.
Mm-hmm.
Like you might not like it now, but then with the extra money that we might save from like you not buying that thing, we could like potentially build our future together lah. But I think like there needs to be some open communication about like how much each of us are spending a month, maybe, probably.
Yeah.
Or like maybe opening a joint account would be the best way to be like, oh, okay, I feel comforted by the fact that I can see the numbers in the bank account and be like, okay, you're saving your amount for our future already, so I don't really care if you buy that thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it comes from a insecurity of, oh, you're buying that thing means like there's less money for our future.
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
a lot of misunderstandings can happen if we don't, like you said, do the communication. Which is basically like, if my partner were to communicate that to me,
Yeah.
instead of just going like, I see somebody bought something today.
Yeah, but
I think it'd be you know what I'm saying,
yeah,
like,
but we don't know their whole like
yeah,
the whole background of their relationship, but we're just taking the isolated action.
Yeah.
Because I think that's a very common situation. I myself have experienced it. I myself have been the one who's like, are you sure you want to buy that? Yeah,
and I
think
think
myself.
Yeah, and I think this one, like you said, it's more common than we think.
Yeah.
Yeah, which reminds me, like we did this small Instagram poll Q&A thing a while back, where we also asked our followers, our audience, like, why is it so hard to talk to your partner about money? And we got quite a few, well, more than a few responses actually. Yeah, you know, some people came out and told us like, I don't talk to my partner about money because it's hard not to sound like I'm trying to control him.
Yeah.
Other people are like, oh, you know, it makes you seem like you're all about the money, very calculative, you know.
Oh my gosh, I felt all these things before.
Right,
I
and
feel
then
like
other people
we're
said-
all one like one brain cell, guys.
Yeah.
We're all in this together.
I know, right? And other people cited reasons like, oh, it has to do with pride. It has to do with privacy. Everyone has their own opinions and expectations. And I think the idea here is, I don't know, like to me, it's all about communication, right? Yeah. So I don't know, how do you relate to this, Pris? Do you have any insights?
You know, I think it's about like what I mentioned before, it's about trust. So you're trusting your partner to not attack you, and you're trusting your partner not to feel attacked when you so-called like talk to them about their finances. I know some people are like, oh, your money is my money, but some people prefer to keep it separate. So I think there's no one way to settle this argument of like how to not fight about money, because I think money is like such a trigger.
It's
for,
so personal for
it's
everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Personal finance.
I mean, guys, it was in the term all this
Yes,
time.
exactly. It was
Yeah.
written in the stars.
Yeah. So how would you handle it then?
Okay, maybe I can share like when me and my boyfriend just got together, my finances were really bad. Like I was just not saving as much as I wanted to, or like I didn't even have an emergency fund. I wanted to get myself together because my partner right now, yeah, he's really good at saving money. So I think that really inspired me to like get my shit together. I think him like supporting me, like he was very supportive. He wasn't like shaming me for having so little savings and stuff. That really helped.
That's good. I think that's important. Not putting the other person down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think like the other person also needs to be very determined to change and to put in the effort, because every little effort that I put in, right, he was like, wow, this is so great.
So encouraging.
Yeah, I mean like every bit counts, right? Yeah. Then it encouraged me to keep going instead of like like I should just give up.
That's how it should be. Just celebrate every little thing and not like, oh, you didn't save as much as you did last month.
Yeah.
I know, I keep track on an Excel sheet.
It's like more of a partnership, like.
And I think this conversation doesn't just apply to your boyfriend or your girlfriend necessarily, because I mean, money, it will surely overlap with friendships or even your own family members.
Ooh, family members.
Spicy.
Yeah, that's the most like personal one, because you've known them all your life.
Yeah, you literally grew up with these people.
Yeah. So do you have a story? I feel like from the eyes you're giving me, you have a story about
Nobody
this.
but you can see my eyes, so
I'm just telling the audience.
all right. Yes. I do. I mean, it has to do with my dad. So basically, yeah, I do agree that with family members, it could be even harder to manage money, because like you said, things are like so personal. These are the people that have seen you when you were just a baby, change your diapers and stuff. And for me personally, I have had to deal with that lah, because my father doesn't really have ideal financial habits.
Ideal.
Putting it lightly
It's
here.
so nice.
I have to be a little PC sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that's a very good example of when an understanding of the other person is not enough, because I think I understood why my father had such terrible financial habits. He would be in the habit of like constantly asking for money, and we'd be like, you just asked for money like last week, right? So then I realized that he had a very terrible grip. He didn't have a grip. No, he did not have a grip on his finances. Yeah, so he would just spend and spend and spend. There would be no saving. And then it got to the point where if he couldn't get money from my grandparents, he would ask me for it. So then
Yeah,
by
that's
the
so
time,
terrible.
yeah, right. And then by
yeah.
the time I went to poly, I started working part-time because this was not sustainable for me and my survival. You know, the question is like, how? in this case, like, how do you draw the lines when they don't recognize the boundaries you're trying to put into place?
Did you try to put any boundaries, actually?
There came a point where I had to. I was like, I mean, okay, I think admittedly before, I was kind of just hoping that he would take the money and then just not ask me until the next month. But obviously,
Wow, that's such
I was being really optimistic about the situation.
No, actually not. That's not optimistic. I feel like that's a bit sad, right?
Sometimes it's not enough to simply understand a person because they might not
Yeah.
care. They might just care only about themselves. And
Yeah.
I think that's a huge red flag. And if you were to put down hard boundaries or just call it quits. I mean, for family, you can't call it quits. But if it's like your partner and if you're not married, you can, you know. Maybe that's a really good indication that it's time to either you reassess the relationship or you kind of just like pack up and go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if you're married, right? It's like one of the top reasons for divorce, money.
Yeah, and
So-
money is the top stressor for everyone.
Oh yes,
Basically,
definitely.
yeah.
We need it to live and survive.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give to someone who feels that they are kind of like trapped in a financially codependent relationship?
Ooh, I like that. Financially codependent
It came out of
relationship.
nowhere. I don't
That
know
was
where
a
I
stroke
put it
of
out
genius,
of,
I
but
say. Okay.
yes.
Right. If you find yourself in a financially codependent relationship, establish boundaries and make them non-negotiable. That's what I did with my dad. So I was like, I can only give you this much every month because I have all these other obligations. And if you don't understand that, then I'm just not going to give you any money. Like, because I can't pull money out of my ass.
Yeah, exactly.
When I don't have it.
If only I could pull money out of my ass.
Oh, I'd be doing that very often. I would forget about ATMs altogether. and I
Exactly.
think, yeah. To me, it's just pretty simple. Just talk to the person and be like, these are my boundaries. This is what I need to feel like we can continue to, I don't know, be family members or like...
Or like just have a good relationship.
Yeah, to
lah,
have a
that's-
functional
that's it.
relationship. I think boundaries are really important.
Yeah.
And you need to... I think if you find yourself stuck in this situation, then it's time to have that money talk and like you can talk about your financial values. Try and understand the other person, I think.
Yeah.
Understand their goals.
Yeah. Like
I
what
think that's
does
very important.
like what does money mean to you? Is it like
What is your relationship with money?
yeah, is it the
Yeah.
end all be all? Like is money the only thing that you should be working towards, or like is money something that you feel that oh it's okay, like we can always earn it back? That kind of feeling,
exactly.
you know?
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong, I feel, when it comes to money. Like whatever your values are, it's just that you need to be aligned.
Yeah,
for sure.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I've pulled a bunch of like possible tips and solutions off the great internet, specifically Reddit, because Reddit is like
Beautiful.
a gold mine of advice from people who have been through the same
Yeah,
shit before.
indeed.
Yeah, so I pulled up some interesting suggestions that I think we're not new to lah, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
So like, for example, if you find yourself like, oh, I don't know how to start that conversation with my partner, or how do we manage our finances properly so that we don't end up killing each other? Well, I think the most common suggestion would be to actually get a joint account, especially if you guys are already on the path to like BTO, marriage,
That's
right?
right. Uh-huh.
Would you get a joint account, Pris?
Yeah, actually we were talking about it, but my friend is very particular about interest rates, so we haven't opened one yet because he's still scouting.
I think he'll be scouting for a long time.
So I mean we don't need it right now, so yeah, we are going to open one eventually, but
Right.
we also have our own separate bank accounts. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, what do you think of this? Because this is another solution that I read about. What about you two use a joint credit card, and then at the end, like, you know, at the end of your bill cycle, you just cut that in half, and then you just pay 50-50.
Like this joint credit card is just for our expenses
Yeah,
together, right?
Yes. So like, even if you go out for meals, I don't know, you buy baby stuff.
I don't have I'm not pregnant, guys.
I'm just saying, project into the future, Pris.
Just disclaimer, you know, I don't know who's listening to this. Mom, I'm not.
Auntie, no. It was just an example.
But
Yeah. What do you think of that idea?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, especially for expenses that, like for the house especially.
Yeah, I think this is more for like if you're already married, living together.
Yeah, for
If
sure.
you're boyfriend and girlfriend, I don't see why you need to do this.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, this is unnecessary. I'll just be sour. Like, why do you need to buy that macchiato latte with like a extra pump of vanilla? And then I'm just having black coffee. I'm like,
I thought we were like on a no sugar diet. Like, what is this?
no, are we still gonna split 50-50 though? This is
Do
our
I
third
pay for
date.
your sins? Married couples, perhaps a joint credit card. And then you just, if you guys really want to split everything 50-50, and that's how you can make things easier for yourself, then maybe.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
true.
But for couples, instead of, you know, sometimes, you know, people are like, oh, I'm very progressive. Let's just go Dutch for like every meal we have. But sometimes, right? And I'm not talking about me. I'm just talking about people who out there possibly might.
Oh, are you
be
talking about a
forgetful.
friend? Like,
Yeah, a
asking
friend.
for a friend.
Like, I think about a friend who, you know, sometimes forgets to. They agree, you know, let's split 50-50. Everything's fair. But then they forget to, like, you know, follow up and actually pay.
yeah.
And then there might be that awkwardness. And if you're like dating, I don't know lah. I just feel like, even with my friends, right, sometimes I find it awkward to chase for money. I'm just like,
I'm so awkward.
maybe I'll just sit here and they will magically remember to pay me back for like whatever.
I just be so like just checking. Just in case you sent to the wrong account, you know. Like I didn't receive anything for like last night's dinner. Like, do you send it to the wrong number? Like, please get back to me. Haha, hee hee.
Yeah, so like instead of like doing all this weird roundabout these ways of getting people to like pay you back, especially if it's like a boyfriend, girlfriend, why don't we try agreeing on like alternate paying? Like you just take turns lah. Like this week I pay for this date or something.
Mhm.
Then next week you pay for that date.
Yeah.
So it just kind of, it's easier. You don't have to be like, hey, maybe possibly could you like transfer me that
Yeah.
$10 because I'm broke this week. But yeah, so those are like ways to kind of make things easier for your spending and stuff. But when it comes to the real money talk, when it's time to settle down, or like, you know, commit to like, oh, let's get a BTO,
Or like, let's rent an apartment together.
Oh my god, even that, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't even, yeah, that's true. You don't even have to BTO to like start talking
Exactly.
about your financial values, which is very important.
I think as long as you're serious about the other person, yeah, why not?
Yeah. So it's important. A big tip is to really understand your partner's values when it comes to money. Like, you could be a person who's like super frugal. So you're like, let's just go for like the cheapest option because I want to save up for our future or for retirement or something. But then your partner could be like, yeah, but like, you know,
it's like
seize
my
the-
birthday. It's like,
yeah, okay, I was about to say seize the day, but
like
it's also my birthday. So let's seize my birthday.
exactly.
And let's spend on things that make us happy now while we are still alive to enjoy it.
Exactly.
I've heard that before.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to really understand where the
Both
other person the other person is coming from.
Yeah. You can even compromise on your values. I mean, that sounds so bad.
Wow,
like, I
hot
mean-
take.
I mean, being too extreme on either side is not good, right? So
Yeah.
I think both of you can talk it out and balance out each other as
Just
well.
find like a middle ground.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm
mean,
sure the middle ground
compromise your
exists. What?
I was like, compromise your values. This sounds so bad.
You heard it here first, people.
It sounds
Compromise
so
your
bad.
values if you want to be happy.
No.
And apart from, you know, talking about financial values, you also need to understand that aside from like BTO, wedding, these are all like shared goals, I think,
Mhm.
and milestones. But I think individually, each person in the relationship must have something that they're like, I want to save up for the PS5 that's coming out this year, you know. Or
Yeah,
like-
okay. Yeah.
Or like, it's been my dream to, I don't know, tour Europe in 30 days or something.
Yeah. So that, like, maybe if let's say like you're my partner and then you're having those financial goals, then I can be like, oh, like if you wanted to be like purchase something impulsively, I'll be like, oh, but what about your goal, like your 30-day Europe trip or your PS5? I think you saved
you
this.
remembered.
Yeah, of
Oh my
course. Yeah, that PS5, you know, like if you don't spend on this, you're like 5% closer to your PS5 goal. Then you'll be like, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, just share everything with your partner, even the most frivolous goals. I don't think there's a financial goal out there that's too frivolous,
Yeah.
especially if it means something to you. So it's
Mm.
important to really work out what are your milestones, individual or shared. And we did an episode on financial milestones before in season 1, so you can go check that out.
But of course, like if you feel that you know your partner is having these financial goals and not saving for the necessities, like yeah, then maybe you wanna like rethink and like realign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and also speaking about realignment, I don't think it's a one-off event. I think you have to keep on checking back with
yeah,
each other.
definitely.
Oh my god, don't just be like, okay, we talked about it like 2 years ago. I don't think we have to talk about it anymore.
Like I'm sure she knows that like my mind has changed. Like
Yeah, I mean, we
telepathy
hold
that
hands
exists.
so often. I'm sure it'll just go by osmosis and she'll just
Yeah,
understand
obviously.
immediately that.
I
Yeah.
gave her all the signs.
Yeah, damn.
I
like,
gave her so many
I
signs.
blinked a lot during dinner, so yeah. Check in with each other, which is very important. Like, do like a financial review if you want, or like if you just want to have a casual talk. Like, okay, so how's things going with your money?
Ladies and gentlemen, that's how a financial talk goes.
Yeah, exactly. So regularly check in with your partners, and when you're having these talks, I think it's really important. And this is also something that an article said is try your best to not bring emotions into the picture, because like we've been saying, money is so personal. It may be tied to, I don't know, like our upbringings, or maybe for me it's like I have a very bad relationship with my father, and then if you keep asking me for money and I don't know why, then I'm gonna be like, you're just like my father.
Daddy issues.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Just like my father.
I'm just saying.
Imagine you forgot to pay someone, and then I'm like, so where's my money? Then you're like, you're just like my father.
Yes. So just understand that if you understand somebody's financial values, you will understand. I think the talk will be much easier to have without getting emotional about it.
So I hope that after we talk about all these tips and sharing our personal stories, that you feel less alone. Because I think that all of these experiences is not unique to just us.
Yeah. And if you guys have any additional tips that we missed out that you think are like game changing,
Yeah, please share.
tell
Please.
us, okay? Because we also can use the tips.
Yeah, don't just keep this shit to yourself,
You know,
man.
just tell the world. The world is waiting.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Yeah, and if you have any stories related to this as well that you want to share with us, just slide into our DMs on
Just
Instagram.
slide right in.
Yeah.
We open.
24/7, but we will not reply 24/7. Just saying. But yeah, so if there's anything, just reach out to us or just say hi. That's a wrap on another episode of Keep It Simple. Leave us a review on any of our platforms and remember to subscribe to us for more episodes.
We publish every Friday because it's the best day of the week. So stay tuned and see you next time. Until then, keep it simple.